my lovely friends, this is Marta from Drop of Sunshine. Welcome in my studio. Today, my friends, I want to invite you on the part 1 of the card series I've decided to create on this Sunday. There was Divine Mercy Sunday, so I came up with the free printable quotes you could find on my blog. And here I've created a couple of the flowers which I was using, playing with this Heartfelt Creation stamp die and matching mold. And just to let you know, right now the craft stash is having a fabulous deal, not on this one because it's a quite old, but you can find this sweet magnolia set. I will give you a link down below as well, and they are really great price. Here I am using this watercolor paper pad, which is absolutely huge. I also have it from the craft stash, and when I've bought it, and later on, I think it was like 2 or 3 days later, the postman bring me the parcel. It was so heavy that at first I was like, what is there? I didn't expect it. And when I opened this pad and see the size of it, I was like, oh my gosh, that's really huge. Now, I am using couple of the ready-made cards. Here I have them in 5x7 and 6x6 size, and I also have a couple of the dies and embossing folders. I honestly just grabbed few of my most used and one of the favorite ones I'm using here from the craft stash as well, just so I could create a couple of the cards. My idea for today's cards is to create some white backgrounds to actually make this composition pop. I want this floral arrangement and the sentiment to be this element which is popping out directly from the card. So I thought I will create a few cards just to show you how you can play with your dies, embossing folders and different elements to create this type of the backgrounds. They're very easy, and honestly you can use any supplies you have, but I just wanted to show you that they not have to be boring. They does not have to be just a plain white card, and if you add this few extra step, cut something, emboss something, that will really make your card looking nice. But this white background will not take at all from your beautiful flower, from your leaf, or any of those like a quotes or something. You would like to have this really visible focal point. Now, one more thing I would like to mention, my friends, is that all the cards I will create today or on another part of the video, I'm not sure whether it's gonna be 2 part or 3 parts in total. That's dependingly on the time I will have to create those video. Right now my husband is having this funny shifts when he starts at 2 p.m. so and then he's working till very late at night, so I'm basically watching our son on the morning. Then I have maybe like 2-3 hour time for myself, and then I am with our son for the rest of the day, so I don't have as much time crafting when he's having this afternoon back shift weeks. So but anyway, one thing I wanted to mention, that all the cards I'm gonna be creating today or on my another video, 1 or 2 videos, I will be listing them on the charity auction on my eBay. And my friends, on my blog you will find the links to those eBay auction. I think I will set them for 10 days actually. I'm not quite sure yet, but all the money, all the funds which will be raised through this auction, they will be passed to the British Red Cross, which is a worldwide known humanitarian charity which helps people in a crisis all over the world. And I thought it's a nice gesture to pass along this kindness and this goodness. I am lucky myself, and I've been saying this many times. I've been blessed with such an amazing life, being safe, being surrounded with loving family and friends, and having my passion and being able to create and share this love for handmade cards with everyone, that I feel that I should be giving back to the world as well all these good thing and energy I am receiving. So this is my way to say thank you to the world as well. So I would love if you could support me in this as well, and take a look on the action and maybe decide to make a bid as well. There will be a couple of cards. I think I've planned 6, all of them. In total, there will be six in total, and they all will have this lovely handmade flowers and this type of the style you can see over here. Now, for my first card, going back to the cards because I've been saying a lot about different things. They both gonna be 5x7 cards. For the first one, I use this floral script sentiment, which I really love how this cell embossing text looks like. And for the second card, I am using this embossing folder designed by Card Making Magic. This is, I think it's a quattrofoil trellis, the name is. I haven't seen this one on a sale for some time, so I'm not sure if it's still available, but I will give you a link to another trellis embossing folder, also designed by Christina, and it's very lovely design as well. And just to let you know, my friends, another thing I wanted to say, that I recently joined as well the affiliate program for the United States Craft Stash store as well. So in the description area or in my blog, you will now find the links not only to the UK store but also in the United States one. So if you decide to purchase something using this link, thank you so very much for supporting me and my family and my crafting journey. I am forever grateful for that. Now, going back to the cards, I've decided to use another page of this watercolor paper because it has a lovely texture, but it's also not as pure white as the paper, the background paper I'm using. The paper, this is just a normal regular cardstock in 250 GSM, and this is a pure white. It's just like a bleach white, really white color cardstock. And in comparison, this watercolor paper looks a little bit darker, and I like it because it's still like white on white look, but it's very visible. And this pattern, which I will receive from cutting this oval frame, which is a hot of the press die, it will stand out on top of this white background immediately. You don't have to do any shadowing, you don't have to add any color, like don't add cream color or ivory cardstock, but just setting those two different white color papers, it's really gives you this nice look, white on white, but it's very much more visible than just you would cut everything from the same cardstock. And here I have this lovely roses, and I must to tell you, my friends, the one flowers you see on the left side, with this little like a silver embellishment in the center, they are created from the regular cardstock. And the one which is on the right side, this rose, they are made from the watercolor cardstock. And I can see the difference on my hand, that the one which are made from the watercolor cardstock, they hold much nicer. Their shape, they're much more steadier, and I think this texture from the watercolor paper really adds to the flower on its own. And this was my first one of the first attempts to create those like a proper flowers from the Heartfelt Creation set, using all the elements like a stamp, die, and a matching mold. And I was over the moon with the result, and I really love it. And using the watercolor paper, it actually changed the game. There is a specially designed paper from the Heartfelt Creation company, which specializes in creating those sets, but I haven't tried this one, and I'm thinking of ordering one actually. So if I do, I will definitely let you know what I think. Now, going back to my first card, I'm switching between them, doing a little bit of the first one, and then I switch to another one because I just start preheating my hot glue gun, and I thought I have a couple seconds before it starts, heat up properly, so I just start working on the second card. That was the only one reason. I normally work on one card and then do not switch to another one until I finish the first one. And here I've made a little mistake, my friends, because I was putting this ribbon with the buckle, and I glue it from behind, and then I quickly turn over my card without waiting for the glue to properly dry, and this little buckle has moved a little bit on me. And when I put my card back on the top, I've noticed that it's not straight as I wanted. And here I am adding a double-sided foam tape, and this is a 1 millimeter thick foam, which is very thin, but it gives that nice lifting of the panel from the card base, and but it doesn't add any bulkiness to the card at all. So I love it. I really like those foam tapes. They really big size, so they last me for long. And if I want to have a thicker foam, I can always double up the foam, and that way I will have more bulky, like more dimension if I need it. And as always, oh, here you can see I'm trying to use my fingernails and then help myself with the scissors to actually detach this buckle from the paper, and then reattach it in a different position, so it will be looking a little bit more straight. So just remember for next time, my friends, if you're gonna be doing that, make sure your glue is actually dry and, you know, cool down, so it's not gonna be moving on you. And here's something I like to do. I never reveal my papers. I've been saying that 10 times, but it's really a great thing, especially if you're working with the foam tape, which seems like once it's thick, and it's very easy to not put your card straight, and then you have to, like, you know, trying to rip it off from the card base. And to prevent that, I always like to add a couple drops of the liquid glue, and that way I have this chance to, you know, shift my card teeny tiny bit before I will adhere it. And when I'm happy, then I'm releasing all the papers from the sides, and the card is always 100% straight in the middle. For my top sentiment, I am doubling up the foam just to give it a more dimension, as I've mentioned, using the same 1 millimeter foam tape, and I'm just doubling up. So I have its 2 millimeter thickness, which is a little bit rising the front panel just a teeny tiny bit as I want to. And once I will have it done, I will attach it with the help of the hot glue, and then I will attach all my flower composition in the right bottom corner. And for my flowers, I stamp them with the inks, and for my leaves, I've used this I actually used two different inks because I was planning to try them on. I've used the archival ink, and then I've used the distress oxide ink. And then for my flowers, for my flowers, I used some composition of the pink ink, and I've stamped it with the worn lipstick. And then I use a campfire and a spoon of sugar just to color the flowers. And for coloring the leaves, I also use the crushed olive color. And one thing I want to tell you, my friends, about the distress inks, they are absolutely amazing for the stamping. I have this little, like a mini cube of the traditional ink, distress inks, but as you know, the distress inks reactivate with the water. The difference between them and the oxide ink, apart from the oxides having a chalky finish, is another great difference is that once the distress oxide ink will properly dry, it's not gonna be reactivated. And when I was creating those flowers and leaves, and you put your die cut elements to this mold, the best idea is to teeny tiny spray them with very gently, just mist them with the water, and that way the moisture is helping to break the fiber, and they just like come out from this mold very beautifully shaped. And you basically, by misting them with the water, you are minimizing the risk of paper to get tear. So if you will be stamping with the distress oxide ink and you give them a proper time to dry, your stamping image won't get smudged. Even later on, if you will be adding the color like I did later on with the help of the sponge, once the ink stamped image was dry, there was no smearing over it. And going back to the second card, I've used a Christina Card Making Magic trellis embossing folder to give me this lovely embossed panel, which I am now attaching with the help of the just a regular double-sided tape. and I've decided to glue it flat just for a change, something different. I will be trying to finish my card in a little bit different way, even though they all will be looking similar. They will all have this white background because I am focusing on showing this flower and sentiment, so they're gonna be this focal point really visible. But I will try to finish each card slightly different, so later on you will see how these two turn out, and I think they just looking lovely. And what I've mentioned on the beginning, this white background, it's really great no matter if you have like wedding, christening, anniversary, special birthday card, all sorts of the cards, they will be looking amazing. And if you think about that, you can switch the color of the flowers for like a baby blue, baby pink for like a welcome baby card, or for red for like ruby anniversary. Whatever you will put on this white background, it will stand up. So that's why I wanted to share the idea, and I wanted to share with you that playing with your goodies, reaching for different embossing folders, dies, whatever you have, you can always arrange your cards a little bit different. And that's also a great idea to use up those little pieces of the ribbons or something you have, something to add to the cards, like I'm doing here. I hope you enjoy this idea. For the second card, after I glued the background, I am adding this oval frame from the hot of the press, and I also got a few decorative elements you can see here, and I just love it. I absolutely love it, and I love how this watercolor paper is actually showing perfectly on the white background. So this is also something you can think that having the different white color cardstock, trying to combine something to have this white on white look, but it's much more visible than just using everything from the same cardstock. So here I am just gluing my elements with the hot glue, and that's basically finishing off the second card. I was planning to finish all of them on one go, but as I mentioned, I don't have as much time during these weeks when my husband is working on this afternoon back shift, so I thought I will divide this video into the parts, so that way I could post something today and give you a time also to have a look and just to visit my blog and have a quick look on these auctions, which those cards will be listed under. Thank you so very much, my friends, for being here, for watching my tutorials, for your lovely comments and all your beautiful kindness, love and support you've been giving me. This is absolutely amazing. I am so happy and blessed to be a part of this wonderful crafty community here on YouTube, on the craft world, on my Facebook groups as well. Thank you very much, my friends. I am wishing you all the best. I hope you had a wonderful time. Stay blessed and bye bye.